Hi, this is Nilay. There has been a lot of talk around AI, generative AI, how it is going to implement FinOps, AIOps, lot more things. And everything comes to that, oh, in next 2 years, in next 5 years. But what about the AI that we have today? And can we apply whatever the capability we got in a safe manner in today's context of our organization, especially if we talk about the AI ops or engineering ops? How, as an individual engineer, as a thought leader in engineering, can implement artificial intelligence capabilities to enhance, to productivize my workflows, my design approaches, or incentivize my teams and productize them even faster and make the work enjoyable? Well, today we're going to explore that interesting area in this particular video blog. I'm sure you got a chance to catch up on my previous two videos about AI ops, self-management and adaptive scaling, and AI ops with the self-tuning, which are the two a very good area of construct on AI I would recommend. But today's our focus is more on an interesting aspect of code generation and architectural design generation. So I'm sure that if you are following me on LinkedIn, you might be aware that I have released EX Accelerate Data and AI Architecture and Engineering, which is a considerable framework on every aspect of data engineering, artificial intelligence and machine learning modeling, as well as the security and compliance too. And they're quite deep detail. Please feel free to go into. But why I mention this particular framework in this aspect of today's presentation is because it has been automated using, and a part of it automated using AI. Well, let's explore that. I'm sure you have come across Mistral. Mistral has recently released their MOE models. Mixtral of expert. It's basically on the mixture of experts. MOE models has been discussed, I think, in one of the recent podcasts by Bill Gates with Sam Altman, and it took me one word, which I think wonderful highlight is the multimodality. And MOEs are similar kind of approach where 18 to 7 billion parameters model is a kind of a model that is a collection of various models, and it performs extremely faster than any large language models that are available like Llama 70, and according to them it is 6 times faster. And I can see that it is faster because when I was hosting Mixtral on my local desktop, it is faster, it is responsive compared to that. Unfortunately, I cannot host Llama 2 because it needs a lot memory, but Mixtral was possible with some sort of a quantile version of it. But most importantly, it is a very good model. It outperformed ChatGPT 3.5 on many aspects. It is nowhere close to ChatGPT 4. I think let's not go ahead of us. But it is very good in compared to 3.5, and especially I'm very impressed with the ability to code generation as well so far. So using this model, I come across a very interesting problem. Let's solve an interesting problem from this architecture. I'm challenging myself, can I pass an image which is an architecture diagram and a basic prompt using ML to mixture of expert preprocessor, which can try to solve the problem locally using Azure, Terraform, and my policies, which I have derived from our enterprise architecture framework, which highlighted earlier. Please visit them if you haven't. It's quite comprehensive. And everything is being stored and vectorized into VectorDB. And using this RAG, I would like to see if I am able to generate actionable content out of my image, which is a diagram, and a prompt. If Mixtral MOE fails to deliver the quality gate, then quality gate invoke a smart shot. So this is a zero shot. This is a smart shot to ChatGPT 4.0 Turbo, which I have hosted right now on Microsoft Azure as an OpenAI component. So this is where we would connect the OpenAI, not the OpenAI API, but Microsoft Azure. And with the smart shot, we get the synthetic data, we put it back in DB, reinforced train, but that will also deliver the outcome to the actor. How about that? If let's say I got a couple of architectural diagram with me here, and this is my basic generation class, which I'm going to throw here and trying to see if I can get, using my MOE models, an outcome which I'm looking for. So currently I'm passing an architecture 1 here, which is the Azure batch processing, blob storage, web app, storage app, SQL Server DB, data science machine, Power BI dashboard, and all sort of standard stuff that would come around. And let us see if we run around it. It's going to take a time, so I'm going to take a lapse. There we go. I think we got that. I pressed that again. Actually, I should stop it. Right. So we can see here, using that, it has identified that in this diagram, I got a Microsoft SQL database, and this is my type. Carefully. So all I have passed is this architecture 1. Let us compare. It has identified that I got a SQL Server database, and by the way, I have not applied all the policies in my RAG. I have just added two policies for it. It's for example, and it has identified, okay, I need to put these 2 policies there with my this particular database. Storage queue, it has identified. It is cloud deployable, true, because I'm allowing people to deploy that, and this is the type. Wonderful. Azure batch, excellent. It has attached Azure batch. This is my batch account. Azure web app, yes. And BI dashboard. And I think I have stopped that prematurely, so it has not able to analyze everything. So let us actually rerun that again. In DevGen, I'm using now this time. Let's do the architecture image too, maybe for a better, so like we can try more. It generally takes around 1.5 minutes at this moment, or 2 minutes, and sometimes even 3 minutes. So I'm lapsing it because my local machine is not very powerful. Actually, it's not been processing on my laptop. It is actually the other machine which it connects behind the scenes. But it does take time, around sometimes 3 minutes if it is a bigger architecture diagram. It's back now. Lovely. So let us understand what it has identified in 2. Wonderful. It has identified CDN, Azure Content Delivery Network. CDN endpoints, that this diagram, cloud deployable, yes. I need to enable these 2 things as a policies. App service, excellent. This is it, cloud deployable, true. I got 3 policies for this, wonderful. Microsoft SQL Server, Azure SQL Server, sorry, SQL database, so it actually identified the correct one. Azure SQL Server, not managed one. Deployable, true, yes. And I got these three policies. Azure Cache for Redis, wonderful. It has identified, and these are the policies I need to apply. And then it finds Azure Application Insight. So it actually finds everything that we anticipated in this particular diagram. The same way, if I go with the number 3 diagram and let's run it. And what is on number 3? We got a SQL Server, Kubernetes, experimentation service, Workbench, machine learning, web app for Jupyter Notebook, and Azure GPU data. So I must warn you that this is not a correct diagram. It shouldn't be like this. But let's see. I think it is getting something not entirely correct, but it is getting very, very much correct, because this should be defined differently. I'm scrapping a couple of diagrams from number 1. I'm training using the sentence, and number 2, these diagrams are coming from kind of a visual paradigm, and I'm just scrapping them just to test it, like what it is. So I'm 100% sure there are mistakes in many diagrams as well, but it's all about like validating our models. That's more important. So SQL Server, Kubernetes service, GPU based machine, Azure GPU data science machine, Azure machine learning operationalization cluster. Part, not entirely true, but anyways, it's a decent diagram. It's actually a false positive diagram. This should not actually, it should have identified the problem here itself. But Azure machine learning operationalization cluster is correct. The machine learning workspace is correct. Cluster is correct. Kubernetes is correct. SQL servers are correct. Interesting. It has ignored this. So actually it did work well, because this is actually internal part of Azure machine learning. It doesn't need to be deployed separately. So actually it picked up the false positive, which is nice. I didn't anticipate that. Right, and let's do the version 4 now. And actually, for this demo, I will also show the version 5. We'll do the version 5 as well. So let me randomly pick up any of this. Let me generate random number between 1 and 10. Okay, generate 4. Okay, we'll take a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We got already there. Maybe this one. This is a bigger one. Okay, let's do this one then, or some other one. This is okay. Okay, let's do this. Save images, and where we want to save. Yep, architecture 5. Let's save it. Excellent. While we were talking about it, it's finished. It's perfect. And if you see the architecture diagram 4, it actually have identified everything correctly. Front door, where is my front door? Is it got a front door? Which one it is? Oh, browser should be exposed to front door, but it is not. So I think it is somewhere a little bit of off the mark. Should have identified front door. Personalize offer logic, yes, perfect. So it actually browser it considered as a front door. I'm surprised. Probably I have to look into it. But anyways, personalize offer logic, input events hub. That's right. That's correct. Input event hub. Code start productivity affinity, correct. As Azure Logic Apps, that's right. Cosmos DB, right. Azure Stream Analytics, right. Dashboard, right. So interesting. It actually picked up this one as a front door, which is, I think, incorrect. So I think I definitely need to address that. And this one we just picked up, isn't it? So let us try with this number 5. And I think this would be a good test, because I have not tried this number 5 before. So it got some RSS marks and 1, 2, 3. So let's see how it does work. But overall, the idea is that this should allow an architect. So I'm building this particular POC or research program to understand that how we can apply artificial intelligence for architects to embed using our enterprise rules, our blueprints, common policies, enterprise policies, and everything that basically comes along with when we are just throwing some sort of an architecture. Can we actually employ AI to do smart work or hard work and all the label lifting for us in order to get the concise solution in place? And my answer is yes. I have seen significantly accurate solution which are coming from localized training as well as the OpenAI API. And what I get is like a very accurate up to 70, 80, 90% of heavy lifting being done. This does not replace a human in a way. And I never intend to express that yes, we can replace any architect. No, but what this provide them is the productivity boost. And productivity boost in order to identify every possible policy that enterprise has, deployability. Can I deploy? Can I is it approved within my enterprise application architecture? What type of Azure controls I need to apply? Is this system, if let's say if a system is um, um, SOX compliant, PCI DSS compliant, what are the additional policies and the controls I need to apply? If this is classified as my internally sensitive solution or business critical solution, what are the additional delta I need to apply? So what does this AI model help architects, or what I'm trying to prove is it cut and it cut the chase, going around people, talking constantly, identifying where I can get more information, etc., etc. But this can actually bring concise and a solidified information with all the reference that it has found within the organization when we actually created the RAG database. So this RAG actually provide me that customization of my enterprise using whichever the enterprise framework we are implementing across the board. And this is where the value is generated using this kind of a model. Is it provides a very handy capability to my architectural team, and not just architectural team, but once this has been generated, it feeds into code generation for Terraform, so it can be automated up to a decent extent that yes, my Terraform is ready behind the scenes. It automatically applies those hardening policies and everything where it needed. Again, the same rule apply, up to 85% automation, 15% human completion. But that 85% boost is a very valuable boost for any engineering team. So this is how I see artificial intelligence is improvising and benefiting our engineering space other than the AI ops as well. And I'm very positive about bringing this sort of a productivity into our team, especially around the busy functions, which really do struggle with this sort of a heavy lifting. But yeah, let's validate our version architect version 5. Disable public networks of blah blah blah. That's all right. So it got a Cosmos DB. Yes, it has identified Cosmos DB and typed correctly. It has suggested that please do disable them. It has identified Azure functions. That is correct. Blob storage, which is correct. Text API, which is I think correct. It has identified. Computer vision API, correct. Azure Face API, very much there. Which it failed to identify was a service bus queuing, which is going behind the scenes, and it is. But I think otherwise it has identified all the components that are needed, and it successfully also ignored this one. So as I said, like this is not a perfect solution, but it is a very good solution, very robust solution, and most importantly, it proves that how AI will improve our day-to-day life in software engineering and software practices. Thank you very much for being with me on this video. If you haven't subscribed me, or if you're on the LinkedIn, please follow me for more content like this. And I'm surely going to come with more vlogs on my AI journey, especially in AI ops, AI engineering, AI testing, every function that what we used to do with engineering, testing, research, and other facade and apex. So have a good day. I'll see you when I make a next video.